What's up, everybody? It's me, Nick, back again, and I have not done an update video in quite some time, as you can probably tell from the hair here. Last video I made was called Romance in Time, in which I reviewed a movie called Timer, and my take on it, and figured I would do a little update today. Haven't done any really videoing in a long time. Let's start off with the Jeep. The Jeep, after I took it wheeling that time, I kept snapping my steering box bolts, so I haven't really been wheeling it since. However, I'm going to be addressing that more completely, getting a steering box bracer and a spacer. So everything will be all tied up in the front end and I can go wheeling finally, because I really want to go. But I'm just a little short on the chanado, so I haven't really been able to go. Anyway, secondly, let's see here. Got a job working at Staples warehouse. I drive a forklift and I deliver the shipping totes to the people who pick product, and they load the totes full of crap and then send it to the stores to give to you if you shop at Staples. So that's my job. Got it through a staffing agency, so I'm making less than what I would be making otherwise, but if I get hired on, then I'll be making my full wage, which I'm really hoping for, because A, I want to build the Jeep bigger, and B, I would like a car to daily drive and commute and whatnot, just so I can save some more money on gas and that kind of thing. And the Jeep is doing exceptionally well on gas for what it is. You know, I'm getting probably it's reading around 12 to 15, but my tires are so much bigger than stock, I know it's off. I'm probably getting around 17, right around there, and that's not bad. That's pretty good as far as the Jeep world is concerned when they're lifted and everything else. It's very well mannered. I mean, I fixed a lot of stuff that was going on with that, and I got a rotation on my tires, and that turned out to be a lot of my wobble, but so that's okay. Let's see what's next. I'm single now. Yep, after 3 years, she decided call it quits, so single now. 4 days single. So yeah, that's another kink in the chain right there. Week before Christmas, no less, but whatever, not my choice. Which I thought was funny, because I was watching my videos today. I was just going through and seeing what I had on there, and seeing if any of my other videos that I made between now and then had ever made it on, and they didn't, so I don't even know where they are. But anyway, I'm not even going to really think about that right now. As you can probably tell, my hair's gotten pretty long. I'm at about 6 inches of growth now. Before it was a couple months old or something, I don't know. About 6 inches of growth right now, and it's been growing really fast, and I'm not sure what it is. I've never actually had it this long and kept it. I've usually cut it before now. So I'm interested to see what's going to happen with it, because I've already passed through that awkward stage of it kind of looking stupid and being wavy and sticking all over the place. And I found a method that actually worked for me. I have very, very thick hair. It's almost like fur, and it's frizzy to the core. You know, like if it's not straight, it doesn't do what I want it to do. It will literally go everywhere if I don't take care of it and I don't manage it. And what I want to do is grow it out. I want to probably about down shoulder length, and I'm hoping I can do that. I know that I can, it's just going to take some time, but now that I figured this out, I can do that. And what I want to do is put in dreadlocks, and I'm learning more about the processes and whatnot. I know you backcomb, and I have a very good background of information, so I don't need like a tutorial in my comment section on how to do dreads. I already know how, but I'm just researching what's going to be the best way for me to do it. Mainly wax versus no wax. And you know, some people say that wax is evil. Other people say that the people who said wax is evil is mainly because they overused it, and that's why they had bad luck with it, and that's why things didn't go the way they wanted them to. One thing that I do have to say, though, is all these people that have sworn off wax and they've never even used it before, when they're in their videos or in their pictures, soon after, like a couple of days to even weeks after they dread their hair, it's still poofy, and it's still this gigantic, funny-looking poof, you know. And those that used a little wax now and again just to try and settle it down and get it into shape so it can start to lock, you know, I don't see any problem with that. And I really can't see an issue with that. If you use a little bit, just very, very little, just to kind of help it shape, and then leave it alone. And, you know, you back comb the first time, and you don't do any more back combing. It's just all about the rolling. But in order to keep that shape in the very beginning stages, I don't care how long your hair is, it's gotta have something to cling to. You know, and actually one time I took a plastic comb like they give you on the photo days in school. I took a plastic comb and I just took a chunk of my hair and I back combed it. It took me 2 hours to get out. 2 hours. And it wasn't sticking up in the air. It didn't have a whole bunch of freezes all over the place. It formed a dread very quickly, and it was very, very, very tight, and it was like a rope almost. I don't know what I did, but it took a long time to get it out. And I had a solidly formed dreadlock in a little while. Couldn't believe it. Really, I couldn't believe it. I was like, oh man, what did I just do? Because I had it in a stupid place. It was like right here. And I just grabbed it because I could see it in the mirror, and I started back combing it. And because my hair is so thick and it's frizzy, it's got all the little loops and bends, so it was like Velcro, and it just went boom, and instantly dreaded. You know, I know it wasn't a mature dread. I'm not saying that. I know that it wasn't at all, but I was just amazed at how fast it locked up, just from my little bits of twisting and then the back combing. It was just unreal. So that's why I'm thinking, when I do mine, I might not even need to use any wax at all, and I might not have that silliness of the, you know, antlers going on with the hair. And I'm probably gonna do it maybe in the next couple months. I don't know, because it's pretty long right now, and I might try it. You know, I'm just waiting it out and seeing. I might try. Maybe I'll do one or two, like behind my ear or something, just to keep them there. You know, they're out of the way. They're not very visible. And the cool thing about my job, I can wear a hat all day long, and I do. I wear a hat all day long at work because it's so dusty and dirty in there. It messes up my hair really bad. Like, I have to wash it when I come home because it's so dirty in there. So I'm thinking, you know, when I put in dreadlocks, no one's going to care anyway, because I'm just going to be wearing a tam. Because I make tams, I make hats, I knit. I learned how to knit. I lost my favorite hat, so I just learned how to knit. So now I have an unlimited amount of hats because they're all potential hats. I can make anything I want now. And I just got some wool, actually. I made a wool tam for my buddy, and I'm making one for myself. Up till now I've just been using polyester, and they're not bad. They're actually very warm, and they really did help my hair to stay tame. For whatever reason, the heat in my head, when it's underneath the hat, it just kind of settles down like a steamroller almost. I don't understand it, because when I leave it out, it goes, and I get this huge fro going on, and it just sticks out like this. It's just amazing. It never stays flat. Over by my ears, it always pokes in towards my eyes, and over here, one side's over on the one side, and one side's sticking up in the air. In the back, right now, it's pretty tame, but sometimes it'll be coming out like this, like fish gills, Wayne's World. It does that all the time, and now I figured out a way to make it not do that, so I'm pretty happy with it. Anyway, I just thought it was neat because I can probably go right ahead and just start dreading if I wanted to. And I'm going to put a couple in out of the way, like I said, behind here or something. I can keep an eye on them, and I could section that part off to the width that I want it to be, and I can keep an eye on it and see how it does. And if I lose a lot of length in it, then I know, okay, I shouldn't really do that right now. And I can just leave it there. I don't really care. You know, it's not going to be a big issue. And I'm not cutting my hair. So, anyway, I haven't really seen any good movies lately. I did see The Hobbit. I saw The Hobbit at the midnight showing. It was pretty good. One thing I have to say is that I'm kind of disappointed they want to make another trilogy, just because I don't want to wait for 3 years to see this story told. I've read The Hobbit, I've seen the 1970s cartoon, and I've seen this new one. And it wasn't bad. It was actually pretty good. But I just don't want to wait 3 years for them to tell a story. You know, they should have been doing this all along and had them all out. You know, just like, hey, we're not going to make you wait for 3 years to watch this 9-hour film again. But they are. Cool thing though, they are introducing other aspects of Tolkien's writing into the storyline to give you a better backstory to all these people, like Smaug and Gandalf, and they got Elrond in there, and they got Saruman in there, and they have the beginnings of Sauron, the Witch King, and necromancy, and all this stuff. And it's pretty cool. So, you know, you watch it and you understand, like, oh, that's how that happened, you know. So it's pretty cool. Other updates. I'm going to be getting into tree climbing. I'm going to be a certified arborist, so that's going to be pretty cool. I've got my ropes and saddle, and I got a little bit of experience under my belt. I'm getting up in the trees in the property here and whatnot, and I'm going to be getting some boot spurs right after Christmas, I think. I'll have some money. So I'm going to get some boot spurs and practice spur climbing to do takedowns. And in the springtime I'm going to get my license, and hopefully by then there'll be more tree work available, and I can just go ahead and start training with somebody, get hired, and go along with my career. And also, now that I'm single, it's just, I want to point something out, you know. You've all seen my hiking videos, hopefully. You know that I really like hiking. You know that I like music. You know that I like food. You know I like jeeping. And one thing that's been kind of keeping me up is just knowing that I can just, at the drop of a hat, go. You know, I can just go hiking. Before, you know, as you would do in a relationship, you kind of want to balance things out. You want to balance your own personal life with your relationship life and people around you. You know, and I have the freedom to do that now. Again, as I did years ago, I can just grab my pack and go. Especially where I live now. I live out in the woods, so it's going to be really easy for me to do. You know, and it's just, you know, it really does kind of suck. But watching my own video actually helped. It helped me just to realize and see. Sometimes you can blind yourself to what's really important, and it hurts. It still does. I mean, it's going to. I was with her for 3 years, you know, and I'm not getting any younger. 3 years is kind of a long time to be in your 20s. I'm 23. First part of my 20s was spent with her, you know, and I'm not regretting that. Not at all. It's just kind of sucks, because I thought we were going someplace, and turns out at the last minute she's not feeling that same way. So, you know, really kind of blows. I will, however, have some more videos up with my knitting projects. I wanted to get better at it before I revealed to the entire world that Rootboot22 knows how to knit. And I had some strange feelings about it myself when I started doing it. I was like, this is kind of weird that I know how to knit now. But it's not, actually. It's a pretty cool skill to have, because, you know, at any time I can make whatever I want. I can make socks, a scarf, a shirt, a baha, you know, the pullovers, baha pullovers. I mean, I can make a hat or whatever I want to do. And actually, I'm making a hat soon to help with my dreading process. And actually just to help during the wintertime, because it hasn't gotten really cold here yet, but it's gonna. And I want to have a nice wool hat to wear. Especially considering that when you consider wool still keeps you warm even when it's wet. So polyester will not. Polyester is going to wick away all that heat out of your head and just, it's going to let it all out. But if I did get a wool hat wet, it will still keep my head warm. And actually, customarily, every year I grow my hair out during the wintertime, and I start around July, August. Usually it's what's happened, and then by the time December hits, I'm at that awkward stage. This year, I last cut my hair, oh boy, when was it? Last winter I cut my hair. So I'm, you know, and I cut it a couple times in between, but it was actually in February, I think, is when it was last like trimmed or cut or something. Back when I buzzed it off, and then it grew again, and I buzzed it again, and this is only about 7 months growth, I think, and it's very long for 7 months growth. I mean, I can't even see sometimes. But especially if you look in the back here, it's quite a lot for me. It's staying nice, staying tame. You know, I've been trimming the beard regularly and all that, and you can kind of see it's getting pretty long. And I'm thinking, you know, it might be about time to just start doing the dreads. And I don't want to do neglect method. I don't want to do the twist and rip. I don't want to just crochet or twist or whatever. I want to back comb them. I know it's faster doing it that way, and I like the look of them mainly. I mean, I'm not about looks. I'm not about fashion. I've been wearing the same freaking clothes since I was in high school. You know what I mean? It's not really a big deal to me. However, I do want to look professional as possible, because in the line of work that I'm in the line of work that I want to be in, I have to engage customers in conversation and let them know what's going on with their trees and what's going on in their yard and their property and the proper way to go about fixing any problems that they're having. So I'm going to be talking to these people firsthand, and I don't want to cut all my hair off. I don't like that. I like long hair. But I'd rather have it in dreadlocks if I can, you know. And I'm going to try it out and see how it works. So, you know, that's basically my update for now. As far as the Jeep stuff is concerned, planning on doing a super cool build, actually. I'm going to be getting some 3/16 plate steel and doing frame stiffeners. But in the process of doing the frame stiffeners, I'm going to actually create a frame. I'm going to wrap the frame that's on my Cherokee in the metal and basically create a new frame. And I'm going to have a new subframe assembly basically going along the bottom underneath my transfer case. Make a new skid plate, almost like a flat belly. So I'm going to have an engine skid, a transfer case skid, a transmission skid. It's going to go all the way back, so I'm going to have a belly pan bolted onto my 3/16 frame plating. And it's going to go all the way from the back all the way to the front, doing the cut and fold rear. I'm also going to be doing quarter panel armor, front fender armor, removing my rocker panels because the rust monster basically removed them already, but I'm going to be putting in 2x6 box steel in there, so it will be significantly heavier, but really no heavier than me driving around it all the time, so it's not really that big of a deal now, is it? So basically what it's going to become is this armored monster, and because the cops here, well, actually one cop here in Connecticut doesn't like Jeeps that don't have fender flares, so what I'm going to do is make them out of metal and make tube flares for the XJ, front and rear, and they really don't exist, so I'm going to have to do a lot of custom fab work on here and make sure everything fits square and works well. They make them all sorts of stuff for the Wranglers, but not really much for the Cherokees, and I don't like spending $600 on a piece of plastic that's going to crack, because I'm going to wheel this thing. I have wheeled it, and I will be wheeling it more. It's just the steering is a problem right now. I don't want to break it again. That's why I didn't take it out in the woods. However, we're having a very mild winter, so I will be doing a lot of wheeling videos as soon as my steer and stuff comes in. Next couple paychecks, that's where it's going. So I want to thank you for watching my video, and please stay tuned for more. I'm going to be on here more because I just, I couldn't find my camera for a while. I've been busy. So I'm not about to lie to you all and be like, oh, I just didn't have the time. I did have the time. I just didn't really feel like it. Sue me. But getting back into the swing of things. So stay tuned for more, and keep you updated on what I'm up to. And oh, actually, very big news. I'm going to be an uncle. My best friend's having a baby, so I'm going to be an uncle. So I'll be Uncle Shaggy. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll update you guys. Hopefully I'll do a video every week.